Hey everybody, welcome to Deservingly You. Now, today's conversation, um, we are so glad to have you here for this conversation. As many of you know, we're in the process of moving across the country, so tonight and the next two shows are going to be recorded, but we're looking so forward to getting back to you live in the upcoming weeks. Now, with that being said, as long as our internet is up, we plan on joining in the chat, but we won't be having those regular Q&As, but we will be bringing that back when we go live again. Now, our topic today was inspired by a coaching session with our mentor, Brendan Burchard. And if you've ever felt stuck, like you're not sure how to take that next step or even what that next step is, you're not alone.
Right. Let's see. Life after leaving a high control environment can feel overwhelming. Okay. It's like you're standing in the middle of a blank canvas and no one ever taught you how to paint. So today we're going to walk you through 4 beliefs, okay, that can completely shift how you see yourself, others, your future, and what guides you. So please have your notebook ready, take plenty of notes, write down any questions that you may have for later. And please like and subscribe because that helps us to reach more people. And please share with anybody that you think might find value and a benefit from our show tonight and any other ones too.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So today we're going to talk about 4 beliefs that can help you start filling in that canvas, like John talked about. And these beliefs aren't just ideas, they're tools. And they are ways to rebuild and to move forward and to create a life that feels like it is truly yours. And they're not just ideas, they're a foundation for moving forward. And when you start building on them, even in small ways, you'll notice momentum and things can they can start to change.
Yeah, definitely. So let's start with this. Beliefs are just thoughts, right? They're the foundation for how we see ourselves and how we make decisions. They shape how we heal, how we connect, and how we show up in the world. That's something I like to say, and it's beliefs are just reinforced patterns in the brain, not necessarily true.
Yeah. And one of the things is if you've spent years being told what to believe, then it can feel impossible to even know where to start. And you might be thinking, how do I even know what's true for me? And the best part here is that beliefs aren't set in stone and you can build them on your own terms and you don't have to have it all figured out. You can just start where you're at.
And that's what we're here to explore tonight. So these beliefs aren't about following someone else's rules. Okay, they're about discovering what's true for you, right? And you don't have to figure it all out at once. Okay, you just start where you are. Okay, so tonight we'll explore these 4 beliefs and show you how even one small step in the right direction can open up new doors.
So here are those 4 beliefs: that belief in yourself, belief in others, belief in your future, and belief in your source.
Right, and think of them like pillars. You don't have to build them all at once, like I said, but you don't have to get them perfect either. Okay, sometimes just holding on onto one is enough to keep you steady and grounded. And then as you strengthen one, that can help you strengthen the others as well.
And here's something that's really important too. These beliefs aren't going back to who you were before. It's about stepping into who you are becoming. And here's another thing. You don't have to carry all of them. Like John said, you don't have to carry all of them perfectly. Sometimes just holding on to one is enough to keep that momentum of moving forward.
So let's start with the first belief in yourself.
This
Very
one
important.
is this one is foundational. And if you have spent years being told that you can't trust yourself, that your thoughts, your feelings, your instincts were all wrong, this might feel like the hardest belief to actually claim. But like I said, it's one of the most important ones because this is where real change can begin. And I found this to be true during the cancer journey for me, in like really, really starting to listen to myself and believe myself. That is where my growth ended up happening. And the thing is, too, is that you're more capable than you were ever led to believe.
Belief in yourself, it doesn't mean having or even pretending to have all the answers. Okay. It's not about being perfect or fearless.
It comes down to trusting that you can take that next step, even if it's a teeny tiny small step, and knowing that you can learn, that you can grow, and you have the ability to figure things out as you go. And as you're doing that, you keep moving. And that's, like we said, even if it's just that one small choice at a time.
Well, let's be real. Rebuilding that trust in yourself can feel awkward, especially in the beginning, even scary, right? It's like learning to walk again after years of being told to sit still, you know? After years of being told you couldn't trust yourself, rebuilding that belief can feel strange.
And even John made the comment, use the word rebuilding. Some of us coming out of a high control environment, it may just even be building. But every time that you choose your own voice, and every time that you make a decision that is based on what feels true to you, you actually are claiming or reclaiming a piece of yourself. And that is powerful because every time that you choose your own voice over old programming, you grow stronger.
Indeed. And you're not defined by what happened to you. You can heal, grow, and figure things out, even if it's not right away or instantaneous.
Yeah. So I want to pause here and I want you to think, where could you trust yourself more this week?
So maybe it's a decision you've been avoiding because you're afraid of getting it wrong. Or maybe it's something as simple as saying, "This is what I need," and letting that be enough. Or maybe it's a boundary that you've needed to set, or a personal goal that you've been holding back on, whether it's big or small.
We talked about trust a few weeks ago. And like we said back then, trust isn't built, it isn't built in one big moment. It's built in the small everyday choices where you say, I'm going to listen to myself. And it's one of those everyday moments that where you actually start to build that trust from inside, and it works its way out.
Exactly. So our next belief is belief in others.
And for many of the us, this one can feel just as hard as believing in ourselves, or even maybe a little bit harder. If you've been taught to distrust people outside of a certain group, or if you've been hurt by people that you trusted, it's natural to feel guarded. And for many of us, that's what we were taught, to actually distrust people that are outside those certain circles.
Here's the truth: there are good people out there, that are supportive, and so you don't have to do this alone.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk about those people. I want you to think about if there are people in your life who make you feel safe. And maybe this might even be the type of people that would make you feel safe if you don't have those in your life right now. So it might be either people that you have experienced this, or just even that type that would make you feel safe. I hope I explained that right.
And it'd be the ones that share your values and the ones who listen without judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ones that you truly appreciate for how they show up. The ones who show up for you even in those small ways, and who in your life reflects your values and supports your humanity.
It might be someone you've known for years, or a newer connection who feels like they get you, a friend, a mentor, or even a community of people like this one here.
Those are the people that can help you grow into that next version of yourself. And if you're thinking, I don't have anybody like this, that's okay. This is a reminder that it is never too late to look for and find those people.
Those relationships matter, and they remind us that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. I think it's very important I know it's hard sometimes, but just open up you know, and start looking for these people. Otherwise, you'll pass right by them, and not even notice.
And that's one of the things that John and I experienced when it was actually before we were starting to wake up. We ended up in a networking organization, but we ended up meeting these type of people that were in alignment with our beliefs, in as well as our like the slide says, they supported our values and our humanity. And we can see how important those relationships have turned out to be, as we've gone down into the future. There's a lot of people that we've met in the community that have been really, really surprised with our ability to move forward so quickly. And it is because part of what added to that is being part of that community and making those connections, and finding the people that were kind, and finding the people that were honest, and being able to appreciate the courage that they take, because it also that rubbed off on us too. And being able to even do something like what we're doing this week with moving across the country again, seeing that other people have the courage helps us to have courage as well. Any other thoughts on that, Johnny?
Um, not right offhand, I don't know,
Okay.
but the third belief is belief in your future.
This one can feel so tricky, especially if you spent years focused on survival instead of dreaming. But your story isn't over, and tomorrow holds doors that you haven't even opened yet. Your story is still unfolding, and you actually get to define and write and choose your next chapter. It may not feel like that, but you can.
Indeed. So belief in your future isn't about having the perfect plan, thinking and having you have to have it all figured out. Okay. It's about knowing that there's more ahead for you than what's behind you.
Mm-hmm. So let's think about your future for a minute. What's one small step that your future self would thank you for taking this week?
Maybe it's learning a new skill, reaching out to someone, or even just giving yourself permission to dream again. One step, a skill or a conversation, big or small, either way.
Yeah. And what comes to mind for me on this, John, is actually the our move. And because when we first started putting the ideas of this move together, the thought of packing everything up and wrapping all the furniture and all of that kind of stuff felt really overwhelming to me. And I didn't think that we could do it. I didn't think that the two, that you and I could actually get accomplished what we've already accomplished. And so seeing that and seeing the small actions that we have taken has helped me even have a stronger belief in us with accomplishing more than I thought that we could with this move instead of having to rely on other people. So every small action that we do take in regards to our future, that can plant a seed for what's possible next. So I feel more empowered with the idea of what's coming ahead of us in Arizona, even.
Absolutely. It's taking one small action at a time, some big, some a little bit bigger,
Mm-hmm.
like just three or four small things, one after the other, or just one thing at a time. But we're putting it together rather quickly, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the fourth belief is belief in your source. And that can be different for everybody. See, this can be a tough one coming out of a high control environment too, because some come out with a higher connection to faith, in God, while others have none, or it's completely dissipated. Um, some may feel more connected to the energies of the universe, for example. They just need to completely build a new belief system. That's kind of where I'm at. No big hurry, just one little thing at a time, but I'm definitely doing some research and just trying to put that together.
So whatever aligns with your truth, with where you're at, whether it's love, whether it's nature, humanity, or something bigger, that can guide you toward meaning and purpose. And we were actually at dinner last night and having a conversation with a friend of ours, and we had talked about this topic actually, and we touched on it's about connection, not control. And so being able to be connected to something that is going to guide you to be a better you.
Mm, yeah. Here's the thing. Your source doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It can be very personal and it's yours to define. Okay. And another point, your source, whatever that means to you, doesn't have to be defined today, right now or tomorrow, not next week, but it's okay if you're still figuring it out.
Yeah. And like John said before, for some, it's the universe. For others, it may be love, it may be nature, humanity, or simply that spark that keeps you going. And if you're still figuring it out, it's okay. Don't think that you're lost. Connection to source is a journey. It's not a destination.
And your connection to it can grow and change over time. Okay. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. So I want to ask you the same question that's on the slide there. Where could you listen for your inner guidance this week? Is it with a practice that you can do, a pause, or even having a conversation? And that's one of the we felt that even having the conversation with the couple that we met with last night, it it felt stronger, even our direction to be going to Arizona after this conversation. It was really, really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So, like we said on the previous slide, you if you don't know what your source is, that's okay. Um, you can start with just asking yourself, where can I listen for my inner guidance this week?
And for most of our, oh, never mind. Let's see. Oh, hold on a second. My computer screen is got
Well,
it. Okay, here I got it. Okay,
okay.
sorry.
That's all right.
And it could it could see this could be a practice, right? A pause or a conversation, big or small. And maybe it's in a moment of stillness, conversation, or even just a feeling that says, this is right for me.
Like we said too, this is a journey, and your connection is built in those quiet, honest moments where you let yourself be guided by what feels truly true to you. And sitting quiet, it can be through meditation, it can be um, through journaling, and I found, especially in the beginning, that journaling was really powerful because of how uncomfortable it felt to meditate, because of the way that we were encouraged to meditate before. So until I got comfortable with being able to sit in quiet and listen to my heart and listen to the things that were coming out that way, journaling helped. Journaling helped with being able to do that.
Definitely.
So belief in yourself and belief in others and belief in the future as well as source, belief itself is yours to define, and it can grow as you do. For most of our lives, we were told what to believe and what not to believe. And we were taught to doubt ourselves and distrust others that were outside of the group. And we didn't see a real future. And that tie to source was to an authority that actually claimed to speak on behalf of that source. So building or rebuilding belief is not about replacing one set of rules with another. It's actually giving yourself permission to explore, to question, and to hold some things lightly and discover what truly aligns with you. And it's okay if you don't have all four beliefs right now. And it's okay if you're only holding one. And it's okay if you're still searching. The other thing is that belief is not a demand, it's an invitation. And one you get to answer in your own way and in your own time.
I know it's already been said, but I'd like to drive it home again is you don't have to have all the answers today, right now.
And it's okay to be exploring. It's cool to be exploring. It's exciting to be exploring. Or if you're exploring so much, it's okay to even rest from it.
So one belief is enough to hold on to right now, right? And remember, these beliefs are yours to claim, to question, and to grow into. And every step toward trust, whether in yourself, others, your future, or your source, is progress.
Yeah. So we want to thank you for joining the discussion tonight and in the chat. And we hope that we gave you a couple of ideas to help you move forward with beliefs and maybe help a bit with your healing.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that. And please remember to share with anybody that you might feel could benefit from this topic.
Yep. So next week, our goal. So we're doing our best with trying to record these and have them ready to go. And so our goal is to talk about owning your boundaries. And this is a really important topic, especially coming out of high control environments.
Yeah, it's very important in order to establish healthy relationships. It's important to have healthy boundaries. And when we come out of those high control environments, we often feel this this level of commitment to abide by their rules, right? And just like when we were under their influence, following their rules, let's face it, it makes us feel bad, doesn't it? There's a reason for that. And we're going to talk about what we can do about that next week.
Yeah, so we look forward um to having that conversation next week and um and seeing what everybody thinks about it.
Mm.
So as always, we always end with a quote, and tonight's quote comes from one of my favorites, Jay Shetty. You're not, you are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are the lessons you've learned and the strength that you've gained, and that is enough to begin again.
Nice. So remember, this is your permission to start fresh today, right now. Okay, this week, moving forward.
You have everything that you need to begin again.
Indeed. So good night, everyone. Thank you for being here. You add value to each and excuse me, to each and every one of us.
Yep. Thanks. It's so good. We look forward to getting settled in Arizona where we can go back live again. And like we said, our goal is to do 2 more recordings. That is our goal. We're going to do our very, very best to do that. And but we will be back live with you in a couple of weeks.
Please don't be shy with your questions. We'll get to them and get back to you. Appreciate it. Thank you.